Thanks for starting your morning with us here on 9 News at 6. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. Before we get to those stories, though, we want to talk about the forecast. We have team coverage for you on this Tuesday morning. Meteorologist Jaden Knowles live there at Lookout Mountain. We'll get to him in just a second. But first, we want to check in with Katie LaSalle.
Yeah, Katie, you're kicking off our team coverage. Another day, another chance at more rain here and snow in the mountains.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. I've been loving watching this camera. Copper Mountain flakes are flying. It's breezy. We have areas of fog. A pretty inclement start to our Tuesday morning, depending where you live here across Colorado. Now, downtown Denver under a mostly cloudy sky, cool temperatures, a few brief rain showers lingering. It's a little damp here and there, but up in the mountains, it is winter conditions near Winter Park. Light snow has been falling off and on, but mainly you'll find wet to damp conditions depending on the elevation and the temperature where you're seeing that in the mountains. Now, right off to our west, that's where we're seeing the most widespread snow falling over our northern Front Range high country, mainly wet roadways through the I-70 corridor and from Greeley north and east. We've been watching widely scattered rain, snow showers, not really impacting travel, but up over the northeastern corner of Colorado, it is cooler. In and around Denver, right now it is dry, cloudy, some areas of patchy fog if you are heading up over higher terrain, so keep that in mind. We may be seeing some limited visibility. Temperature-wise, upper 30s and low 40s, Denver and east, and only in the 20s and low 30s in the high country. So for today, peaks of sunshine we'll get to experience this mid-morning, but later on as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rounds of rain. Another system rolls in, cooler air expected, more snow accumulating in the high country Thursday and Friday. We'll talk more about the rain totals for Denver and across the plains, but some beneficial moisture we are tracking through the end of the week. And after a really warm start to our spring, the snowpack, it is actually holding on better than expected, which could make a big difference heading into fire season. So our 9 News Impact forecaster, Jaden Knowles, is live for us at Lookout Mountain this morning with a front row seat at the changing conditions. Jaden, tell us more about why this mountain melting trend really matters.
Well, thank you so much for that, Katie. Good morning to you, and good morning to everyone else that's joining in. I mean, really this month, we did a pretty good job with holding on to that snowpack that we do have because it was melting away rather quickly, and that can cause some differences as we head into the summer months. But if you go ahead and take a look at your screen there, you can see when snow melts too fast, it can lead to rapid runoff. That is when water flows downstream all at once instead of gradually feeding our rivers and, of course, reservoirs. Now, this year, the melt has been more slow and steady, and that helps reduce flood risk while also keeping moisture in the ground longer. And that is important because the longer we hold on to that moisture, the longer we can delay peak fire season. So now we all remember that March heat wave that really started to eat away at the snow early and had people worried and about a worst case scenario. But since then, conditions have helped us hold on. And right now, trends are pointing towards a mid to late May melt timeline. And that is not perfect, but it's a glimmer of good news as we head towards the hotter months. One more thing to keep in mind, most of our snowpack right now is sitting above 10,000 feet. So if some of these storms this week stay lower in elevation, that higher snowpack could actually be protected a little bit longer heading into May and possibly even June. So of course, there is a trade-off with that. Many ski resorts are already closed, so it has been a shorter season for them. So of course, we are grateful, I should say, for the snow melt, the least of the snow melt, I should say. I cannot talk this morning because it's so foggy and cold out here. But it's good news, though, that we're seeing that snow melt at least delay just a tad bit, because that's going to help us as we head into this upcoming summer, at least delay the fire weather season. Overall, live here at Lookout Mountain, Jaden Knowles for 9 News.
Jaden, I believe that's called brain fog, is what you're talking about there this morning. Here's more fog for you as we explain that if you want more weather, if you want more Jaden Knowles, if you want more Corey Rose, if you want more local news headlines, you can get them all by scanning that QR code on your screen. Take 9 News with you wherever you go. Watch us on all your devices for free.
Again, if you're heading out the door, come take a look at your screen, especially up in the high country where you can barely make out those lanes for anyone taking I-70 this morning. We could see it right near Vail Pass, and it's also coming down. So please, please, please take it easy. Snow plows are going up and down. Chain and traction laws are also in effect. Now, the cameras that I have below, it is dry here in the Denver metro area. I-25 at 84th Avenue, we do have a stalled vehicle for anyone heading northbound this morning. It's sitting on the far left shoulder near the express lanes. And then if you're taking 6th Avenue near Wadsworth, so leaving the Lakewood area, heading westbound or eastbound, maybe into I-25, no issues to report there. I want to get to your drive times. A lot of green on your screen here in the metro, so zooming into the Commerce City area. 270, a slight slowdown between York and Vasquez heading into I-25 or vice versa, but your overall drive should only take you about 6 minutes. And then 225, I-70 heading into I-25, no issues to report there. A 10-minute drive, still crash free.
Brianna, thank you. A man involved in a shootout and a chase with Colorado law enforcement will spend 13 years in prison. The incident happened one day after the shooting at Evergreen High School last September. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says 33-year-old Tyler Young stole a truck and drove to a Walmart. That's when Colorado State troopers and other deputies confronted him. The Sheriff's Office says he got back in the truck and rammed it into law enforcement cars. A trooper then fired several shots towards the stolen truck. No one was hurt in the shooting.
A former MMA fighter who also advocated for anti-violence has been convicted of murder. 47-year-old Lumumba Sayers, Sr., was convicted of second-degree murder and tampering with evidence in the August 2024 shooting death of 28-year-old Malcolm Watson. Sayers founded Aurora's Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts Foundation after his son died by gun violence. Throughout the trial, prosecutors argued that Sayers killed Watson at Watson's son's birthday party as revenge. They told jurors that Watson was connected to the man convicted in the shooting that killed Sayers' son. Sayers is scheduled to be sentenced on July 24th.
New this morning, another Colorado funeral home is in trouble for not taking care of people's loved ones. This was first uncovered by our news partners at KRDO in Colorado Springs. The funeral home in the Springs is on probation now for a year after state inspectors noted several violations, including improper refrigeration of bodies. Of course, this is not the first time our state has dealt with this problem in recent years. Since 2023, Colorado lawmakers have made strides to regulate funeral home oversight.
9 News reporter Janelle Finch covering this story live for us this morning from the Capitol. Janelle, let's talk more about what's exactly changed.
Corey, Drew, bills set to be presented to lawmakers are looking at restoring public access to inspection records and requiring county coroners to disclose financial interests in death care businesses. Colorado lawmakers say the state notably had some of the least regulations in the funeral home industry. This led to several abuse cases out of places like Pueblo, Montrose, and Colorado Springs. In the last 2.5 years, legislators have pushed for more funeral home oversight, mainly putting in basic rules most other industries already follow. Democratic Senator Dylan Roberts co-sponsored one bipartisan bill on licensing and mandated background checks. It's set to go into effect next year.
We are now making sure that everybody who works in the industry and folks who want to work in the industry are having a relative baseline of knowledge, have regular oversight, and are getting the right continuing education.
Colorado didn't previously mandate routine inspections, but that was also addressed in a 2024 bill. Regulators are now allowed to do spot checks and enforce compliance. Live in Denver, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
All right, thank you, Janelle. Meanwhile, Colorado Democrats once again asking voters to give up their TABOR refunds. This time they say to boost school funding. Now, they've already asked for this twice since 2019. Both times, voters have said no. Lawmakers want voters to let the state keep TABOR refunds for the next 10 years. Altogether, the plan would let the state keep about $4.5 billion that would otherwise go back to taxpayers. The state says it would use the money to boost funding for K-12 schools and other state programs. Supporters say it could lead to teacher pay raises, reduce class sizes, and expanded training for educators. But critics say the state does not need more revenue. It simply needs to control spending.
Essentially, the question is, should education be held back by that TABOR rationing limit, or should it be allowed to grow with our economy?
So again, this is a story that is back after being in the news already a few times since 2019. If voters do approve this proposal, the first round of money would fund the senior property tax exemption, and then the rest would go towards education and other programs for kids.